Let's pull up the web browser here from the shortcuts widget. EVDO Rev A 3G connection, pretty decent. And of course with 800 by 480 pixel resolution, there's a lot of screen real estate to work with. Full flash support. You can even watch YouTube videos on the device, although the frame rate's pretty slow. I'm going to pull up the Mobile Burn website right now just so we can see what that looks like. The site's rendered pretty accurately. There's some minor formatting issues, but in general this is what the site looks like. As I mentioned earlier, the little controls here on the side handle zooming. The up button will zoom in, down button will zoom out. Oddly though, now this was the zoom out button, when I open under landscape mode, it switches the function of the buttons, and all of a sudden this same button becomes zoom in, which is quite counterintuitive. But either way, you can still see that the formatting works well, and really looks quite nice in the landscape mode. I can get rid of this menu bar here just by tapping on this little full screen icon, so you can make the most of the large wide VGA display. Here's the bookmark manager inside the browser, and we'll use that to pull up this YouTube video. Now the video is going to start playing.
Michael Worrell with MobileBurn.com. I have in my hands the new Nokia.
So you can see it works. It's a little jittery, but
Nokia's first
it works overall.
Waymo-powered smartphone. They use the Linux-based.
It's also double tap zooming, but it's not intelligent zooming, so it doesn't really just zoom to an arbitrary level.
Smartphone.
So the browser's working pretty hard to get that YouTube video working, but overall it's a pretty good experience.
Or should I say Symbian-based OSs?
Going to bring up the camera by pressing briefly on the shutter button. You can see there's crosshairs in the middle, and wherever you point and press the button, it'll focus on that. Press the shutter button again to save the photo and get back to take another photo. If you hold down the button, even from within inside the camera application, it'll switch over to the video recording mode. Take a look at the settings. If I switch out of the MMS mode, just have it set to record on the device, you can see we can get full VGA resolution video out of it. I'll start that up. We're now recording a VGA resolution video. Save it and play it back. From within the same gallery browser, you can also get to the still photos that have been shot. There's plenty of email support in the device as well. Mobile IM. Support for AIM, MSN Messenger, and Yahoo. Email support for regular personal accounts as well as corporate email. I'm using corporate email support to sync to an Exchange server. There's also regular mobile email you can use. I have this set up for a Gmail account. It's one of our test accounts. The email client's kind of weak. There's no formatted text or attachment support or anything. It seems at least none obvious. There's a message. You can see that there's a dock there, but we can't actually do anything with it. Of course, it does work in landscape mode as well. As you would expect for a high-end device like this, it has a music player and support for Verizon's VCast music with Rhapsody. I purchased and downloaded a few tracks already. You can see them play right now. The only thing that bothers me is there doesn't seem to be any way to play music in the background. It just plays in the foreground. As soon as you try to go anywhere else in the system, either with the back button or the call in button, music ends. This is the contact system. We're going to take a look at the search function. If we look for John Doe, if we type DOE, we come up with nothing here. That's because the search only works on first name, or whichever you have in first. So if I type JOH, you'll see the lists get narrowed down. And of course, you can only scroll through it by hand, and it works in portrait mode as well. And you can see a little tab here for skipping through the letters of the alphabet. Quick access buttons for automatically or quickly sending a message or placing a call to the person just by tapping right on it. Pretty handy, and it's accessible from the home screen as well. So that's my quick look at the Samsung Rogue. You can see the TouchWiz user interface is pretty nice. Does most things well. The widget trays are perhaps a little sloppy, hard to keep organized, and with only one home screen, there's not a lot of flexibility in terms of what kind of widgets you make use of. But it's a clean-looking system. People might take exception with the lack of themes, but otherwise, there's not too much to complain about. And considering this device only sells for $100 with a 2-year contract, that's not too bad considering the huge wide VGA display, a pretty decent camera, and camcorder functionality, not to mention the browser. So again, that's the Samsung Rogue for Verizon Wireless. I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.